Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel today. We're diving deep into one of the biggest myths in modern dating, the belief that women only care about men with money. It's a message repeated so often that it's practically tattooed into our culture. But here's the real truth. While financial stability does have its place, it's not what truly captures a woman's heart. Not even close what women are really drawn to. What speaks to them on a biological and psychological level are traits that go far deeper than dollar signs. Traits that signal strength, direction, safety, and emotional depth. These aren't gimmicks, these are core masculine qualities that you can build from the inside out, regardless of where you're starting. And the best part, these traits are not only magnetic, they're timeless in today's video. We'll explore 6 powerful characteristics that women secretly value far more than money. These are the quiet forces that create lasting impact, the kind that make her remember you long after the moment has passed. So if you've ever wondered why certain men who don't flaunt wealth or status seem to effortlessly attract deeply fulfilling connections, stay with me, the answers are here. And once you learn them, everything about how you show up and how women respond can change for good. Let's get into it. 1. High-value presence. Biological attractiveness. There's a specific type of man who doesn't need to speak loudly to be noticed. He doesn't demand attention, he commands it. He walks into a room and without saying a word, something shifts. Heads turn not because of flashy clothes or loud words, but because of something primal, something instinctive. His presence, his very energy, says things words cannot, and women, they feel it before they understand it. It's not just attraction, it's recognition, a kind of ancestral signal that says, this man is different, this man is safe, this man is strong. You see, female psychology at its core is wired by evolution. It's designed to seek out what feels steady, capable, and secure. A man with quiet confidence, with grounded energy and calm certainty, doesn't just appeal to a woman, he speaks to her DNA. It's deeper than charisma, it's stability. And that is magnetic. He doesn't seek validation from others. He doesn't perform for approval. He moves with purpose. His confidence doesn't beg. It assures his calm doesn't waver under pressure, and his direction, his ability to stand firm, doesn't shift depending on who's watching. He's rooted, and here's the key. You don't need to be the loudest man in the room. You don't need to be the richest, the flashiest, or the most charming. But you do need to earn respect, especially from other men, because that respect is what signals your value in the social hierarchy. When men respect you, women notice it's subconscious, it's instinctual. She notices how you carry yourself, your posture, your pacing, your tone. She pays attention to how you handle confrontation, how you respond when someone challenges you. She watches to see if your emotions control you or if you control them. And based on what she sees, she forms a feeling, a deep one. A high-value presence doesn't chase attention. It draws it in naturally, silently. And the attraction it creates goes beyond surface-level interest. It's biological. It reaches something ancient in her. The part of her built to seek safety, strength, and leadership in a partner. There's a reason why certain men are unforgettable long after they've walked out of the room. Their presence lingers because they didn't need to shout. They didn't need to impress. They just were in today's world where filters and noise are everywhere. Real grounded presence is rare, and what's rare becomes valuable. So here's the simple truth. Be the man she can feel even in silence when you walk with purpose, when your composure is unshakable, and when your energy speaks before your lips. Do you no longer need to perform? You simply exist, and that, my friend, is the kind of presence no woman forgets. 2. Sociability, social proof, and influence. There's something effortlessly magnetic about a man who moves comfortably through a room. Not with arrogance, not with noise, but with ease. He's not trying to be the center of attention. Yet somehow people gravitate toward him. They laugh around him, lean in when he speaks, and feel at ease in his presence. That's the power of sociability, not performance, but presence. And it's one of the most underrated attraction triggers there is. This man doesn't dominate conversations or beg for laughs. He knows how to read the moment. He listens with intention, speaks with warmth, and adapts without effort. He's not the loudest, but he's often the most remembered, even if a woman can't quite explain it. Something in her instinct lights up because a man who is socially attuned, who's respected by others, is someone she can trust. And that trust is everything. Why? Because deep down, a woman is asking one silent question. If I open up to this man, will I be safe? Will I be understood? Will I be valued? In a sociable man, one who's comfortable in groups, kind to strangers, and connected to his circle, answers that question without ever needing to say a word. This is what evolutionary psychologists call social proof, and it's powerful in tribal times. Survival depended on belonging. The man accepted by his tribe wasn't just liked, he was trusted, he was protected. He was someone others would follow today. It's the same at a biological level. A woman sees how others treat you. She notices if your friends respect you, if people laugh with you, if you move through social situations with natural grace. And when she sees that she subconsciously feels safer with you, she thinks, if others trust him, maybe I can too. Now here's what matters. Building this kind of social influence isn't about putting on a show. It's not about being extroverted or outgoing all the time. It's about authenticity. It starts with emotional intelligence, how you make others feel seen. It's in remembering someone's name, asking meaningful questions, showing genuine interest, not surface-level talk. It's about knowing when to speak and when to stay silent. It's the ability to hold space for others without stealing the spotlight. It's reading the room and responding, not reacting. It's also in how you handle conflict. Can you disagree without disrespect? Can you hold your own while still keeping things calm? Those are the signs of a socially secure man in humor. It matters, but not in the way most think. It's not about rehearsed jokes. It's that quick wit that present moment awareness that shows you're alive in the room, that you're grounded, that you're human. You don't need to be the star of every party. But if you can build strong friendships, cultivate meaningful connections, and show up consistently, something magical happens. You become someone others naturally trust someone. Others enjoy someone. Women notice for all the right reasons, and when a woman sees this, she doesn't just glance your way. She watches because social proof isn't just attractive, it's deeply reassuring. It answers questions she hasn't even asked out loud. And that curiosity, that sense of who is he really, that's often the spark that leads to something real. So remember this, the man others trust becomes the man she wants to know more about. Curiosity is the seed, trust is the soil, and connection is the bloom. 3. Self-confidence, internal power, and trust. Before a man even opens his mouth, a woman can often sense something powerful yet quiet. It's in the way he walks into a room, it's in the way his eyes meet hers without flinching, without seeking approval. It's not arrogance, it's not performance, it's alignment with himself, with his values, with his direction in life. And this kind of inner alignment, it's magnetic. Real confidence isn't about puffing your chest or being the loudest voice in the room. It's not dominance, it's not ego. True self-confidence is the calm in a storm. It's the stillness when others are spinning. It's the steady hand on the wheel when life throws the unexpected your way. A woman feels that deeply. She notices when your voice doesn't shake, even when the conversation turns uncomfortable. She sees how you stand your ground without aggression, how you respond instead of react. She feels how you hold her gaze not to intimidate, but to connect. And in that stillness, she finds something she didn't even realize she was craving: safety. Not just physical safety, but emotional grounding. The kind of safety that tells her, you don't have to carry this alone. See, in a world that constantly pulls at women to hold it all together, to be strong, soft, nurturing, driven, what a woman desires most is not a man who demands her attention, but one who helps her exhale, a man whose very presence says, I've got this, you can rest here. But how do you become that man? It doesn't start in public, it starts in private, it starts by learning to trust yourself. Confidence is built, not born. It grows every time you set a goal and follow through. It strengthens every time you choose discipline over distraction. It deepens when you speak truthfully, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. It's found in the moments where you choose patience over impulse, focus over chaos, and action over excuses. And here's something most don't talk about: emotional independence. It doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're whole, even when you're alone. It means your happiness isn't tied to someone else's presence. That's the kind of independence women don't just respect. They desire when a man becomes rooted in who he is, when he can stand without needing applause. He becomes unforgettable. Not because he's perfect, but because he's present in a world full of noise and performance. His silence speaks volumes. His steadiness becomes an anchor, and his belief in himself becomes something she instinctively trusts, even before she fully understands why. Because here's the truth: when you believe in yourself, she doesn't have to second guess as you. Confidence isn't something you wear. It's something you live, and when it's real, she'll feel it long before you ever say a word. For leadership, direction, and decision-making ability in every great relationship, whether romantic, professional, or personal, there's a rhythm, a subtle balance, and more often than not, when that rhythm flows, it's because someone knows how to lead. Now, let's be clear. Leadership in love isn't about control. It's not about barking orders or making all the decisions. It's not about dominance. It's about direction. A woman doesn't want to be led like she's incapable. She wants to be led like she's safe. Because even the most independent, successful woman, especially her, doesn't want to carry the weight of everything. In fact, what makes her feminine essence come alive isn't just love or attraction. It's the feeling that someone else can share the load, that she can lean into someone who moves through the world with certainty. Leadership is the ability to step forward with clarity when others are frozen in doubt. It's the capacity to hold space when tension rises. It's not about fixing everything. It's about staying grounded when everything else is shaking. You can spot this kind of leadership in the smallest of moments: when you choose the restaurant without saying, "I don't know, whatever you want." When you sense her mood shift and instead of ignoring it, you gently ask, "You okay?" When you plan the day rather than putting the responsibility on her shoulders. Every time, these things may seem small, but to her they speak volumes because they signal you are aware. You are steady. You are leading. A woman doesn't want to carry a man. She wants to join him on a journey. But for her to do that, you must know where you're going. That doesn't mean having every answer or being perfect. It means taking responsibility, choosing direction, adjusting course when necessary, not to please everyone, but to improve, to grow. Because if you hesitate, she will step in, not because she wants to lead, but because someone has to. And when she's always the one holding it all together, something beautiful within her starts to dim. Not because she's weak, but because she's exhausted. She longs for a man who can carry the moment when she's tired, who doesn't crumble under pressure, who doesn't fold when life gets hard. And here's the secret: leadership doesn't always look like loud decisions or big speeches. Sometimes it's as simple as being the one who says, "I've got this." Because when a woman feels that steadiness from you, when she knows she doesn't have to guide, correct, or fix you, unlock something profound in her, you allow her to relax, to soften, to trust. And in that space, something beautiful happens. She doesn't just follow you. She starts to believe in you. So if you want her to feel safe, lead with purpose, lead with integrity, lead with the quiet power of a man who knows who he is and where he's going. Because true leadership, it's not loud, it's consistent, it's humble, and it's irresistible. 5, purpose, life mission, and long-term vision. There's something deeply magnetic about a man who knows why he wakes up in the morning. He's not just chasing money. He's not just going through the motions. He's not chasing women's status or the next thrill. Instead, he's moving towards something meaningful, something bigger than himself. And that's what makes him stand out in a world full of distraction. This is purpose, and when a man has it, everything changes. Purpose gives a man gravity. His life has direction, his steps have intention, and that clarity, it shows. It's in how he speaks about his goals. It's in the fire behind his eyes when he talks about the future. It's in how he handles obstacles, not as setbacks, but as stepping stones in women. They feel that energy even when they don't fully understand what it is. They sense it because a man with purpose radiates something rare: vision, depth, direction. He's not floating through life hoping something good happens. He's carving his place in the world. And in doing so, he becomes someone. Others trust someone. Women are drawn to, not because of what he has, but because of who he's becoming. You see, purpose is about more than goals. It's about why you're here. It's asking yourself the hard questions. What do I want to build? What legacy do I want to leave? What impact do I want to make while I'm still breathing? Because when a man gets clear on those answers, his life stops being random. It becomes intentional. Every choice, who he dates, what he tolerates, where he spends his time, begins to align with his mission. And this is exactly what sets him apart from the crowd. Women aren't just attracted to success, they're attracted to momentum, to a man who is becoming something, not one who's just settling into what he already is. Because deep down, she wants to know, if I walk with this man, are we going somewhere meaningful or are we just wandering? Now, here's where many men get it wrong. They think chasing money or status is purpose. It's not. Those things are results, not reasons. True purpose isn't about what you collect. It's about what you create, what you stand for, what you're willing to fight for when it's inconvenient or unpopular. And here's the beautiful truth. You don't have to be at the top to have purpose. You just have to be on the path. Maybe your purpose is to build a business that makes life better for others. Maybe it's to be a father who breaks generational cycles. Maybe it's to inspire, to teach, to protect, to build something no one else sees yet. Whatever it is, let it light you up. Let it guide your actions. Let it give your life structure and your relationships meaning, because when you live with purpose, people feel it. You don't have to brag. You don't have to prove anything. Your energy will speak for you. Women want to walk beside a man who is going somewhere, who invites her into a life of growth and vision. She doesn't need you to have everything figured out. She needs to feel your fire. Because when a man has purpose, he becomes rare, and in a world full of temporary pleasures, the man with purpose becomes unforgettable. 6, emotional stability, calmness, and self-control in a world that feels louder, faster, and more chaotic every single day. There's one quality that has become more valuable than almost anything else. Emotional stability. It's not as flashy as charm. It's not as obvious as confidence. But when a man has it, everyone around him feels it, especially women. Because here's the truth. Storms come, stress hits, emotions rise, life throws punches, and when that happens, most people react. They lash out, shut down, implode, explode, or fall apart. But a man who remains calm, a man who holds his center when everything else is spinning, a man who can pause, breathe, and respond with clarity instead of chaos. That man becomes the anchor in the storm, and women more than anything want to feel emotionally safe. Emotional stability doesn't mean you never feel, it means you know how to handle what you feel. It's self-awareness, it's maturity, it's the ability to regulate your nervous system even when things get heated or uncomfortable. When a woman sees that you don't let your emotions control you, when she sees that you don't escalate arguments, shut down in silence, or get defensive every time there's tension, something inside her relaxes because she knows I can trust him with my emotions too. You become the one she turns to, not the one she has to protect herself from. And that changes everything. Emotional stability shows up in everyday moments when something annoys you. But you stay grounded when she's emotional, and you don't try to fix her. You just hold space when life doesn't go your way. And instead of panicking, you adapt. These moments seem small, but they build trust faster than any romantic gesture ever could. You want to know what really earns a woman's respect. It's not how much you make. It's not how good you look. It's how you handle pressure. It's how you treat her when she's vulnerable. It's how you respond when she challenges you, when she's upset, or when you're not in control. Because emotional maturity is protection. It says you're safe here, even when things get hard. But how do you build it? It starts with self-reflection, learning your patterns, owning your reactions, asking yourself, why did I get triggered? What wound was that poking at? It means practicing pause before reaction. It means developing routines that ground you, like journaling, meditation, breath work, or physical activity. And one of the most powerful tools, Stoicism, the philosophy of focusing only on what you can control and accepting what you can't, builds unshakable peace when you master your mind. Your emotions follow, and when your emotions are balanced, your entire presence becomes magnetic. Consistency matters too. A man who's warm today and cold tomorrow. That's instability, but a man who shows up the same kind, present, honest day in and day out. That's the man she trusts. That's the man she opens up to in a world full of noise. The emotionally stable man becomes the signal. He becomes the place she feels seen, heard, and held. Not because he tries to be perfect, but because he's present. Not because he never feels, but because he knows how to feel. And that kind of calm, that kind of emotional self-control, it doesn't just attract her. It makes her stay the strategy of self-improvement, becoming magnetic from the inside out. Here's the truth that so many men miss: attraction isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's not about tricks or tactics, it's about who you are becoming. If you want to attract the right kind of woman, and more importantly, build a meaningful connection that lasts, then self-improvement is no longer optional, it's essential. And no, that doesn't mean becoming someone you're not. It means becoming someone better than you were yesterday. It means sharpening your edges, strengthening your foundation, and building a life you're genuinely proud to live. It's not about trying to look rich. It's about building financial independence. So you're not just surviving, you're leading so you can handle life's challenges, create a future, and provide real security for yourself and for the people who walk beside you. It's not about being shredded for Instagram. It's about building physical discipline so you feel alive, capable, energetic, and confident in your skin. It shows her that you care about your body, your health, and your longevity, that you plan to be here for the long haul. It's not about designer suits or expensive watches. It's about presenting yourself with intention, because grooming, style, and appearance aren't about vanity. They're about self-respect. The way you treat your body and your image tells the world how you treat your mind. But most of all, it's about communication. Because a man who can express himself clearly, listen deeply, and speak with empathy will always stand out. Communication is the gateway to trust, to intimacy, to connection. It's the difference between being heard and being remembered, and leadership that isn't just about power. It's about presence. It's about being someone who others feel better around. It's about stepping up in a world where most people are stepping back. Women don't want someone perfect. They want someone present, someone who shows up with clarity, consistency, and care. Because when you live with purpose, when your energy is calm, when your direction is clear, when your circle trusts you, when your body reflects strength, when your mind is steady, you become magnetic. You don't chase anymore. You attract. You don't have to say, "Look at me." Your life says it for you. So if you're tired of wondering why the wrong women show up or why the right ones drift away, start with this. Become the man who commands respect without saying a word. Because here's the final truth. The belief that women only care about money, it's outdated, it's shallow, and it's just plain wrong. What women deeply crave, what stirs them at a soul level, is a man who embodies strength without aggression, confidence without ego, leadership without control, and presence without desperation. These aren't things you're born with. They're things you build through repetition, through pain, through progress, through the daily discipline of becoming the man you were meant to be. So let me ask you, what trait are you working on right now? How is it changing the way you show up, the way women respond, the way you feel about yourself? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's build this together. Let's stop chasing and start becoming. And if this video gave you clarity, inspiration, or that fire in your chest to grow, do me one favor, like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon. We're just getting started, because becoming a high-value man isn't a destination, it's a journey, and you're already on it. I'll see you in the next one.